Hi everyone, this is a video demonstration of the player app TopTekkers. TopTekkers is designed to support young players aged 5 to 14 years old to develop their technical skills in the game of soccer, and also allows for parents to view the progress of the players, and what trophies and scores they're recording and when they're practicing, and also for coaches to create their teams, and assign individual development plans for players based on the content on the site. So this will be a short video presentation, just to show coaches through the site. So first thing is I will log in, and I'm logging in as an older player here, so from 10 to 14 years old. There'll be one set of videos, and then there are younger player videos for 5 to 9 years old. Even though I'm demonstrating this on the website, it is designed to be an app, and it's downloadable on the app stores on iOS and Android under TopTekkers. So as you can see, as a player now, I have landed on the dashboard page of TopTekkers, and there's a couple of items of note. The top training, which I'll come to shortly, the technique categories, breaking down the game into all different technical components, and then at the bottom we've got my trophies, where young players can see the scores and the trophies that they've won. There'll be the ability to upload videos of the players actually practicing the skills and techniques, and also education tips around soccer and soccer development for young players. So I'm going to start with the technique categories. I'm going to click see all, and on a phone or on a tablet the player can do exactly the same. And as you can see, the game is broken down into ball mastery techniques, dribbling, move to improve, which is your fundamental movement skills, turning, fitness, shooting, control, passing, juggling and heading. So if I click on ball mastery, as you can see, there's 8 different techniques there. Dribbling, 5 different techniques that a player can select. Move to improve, 4 different techniques. Turns, 4 different turns to practice. Fitness, different physical components. Shooting, so striking a moving ball, 1 touch or 2 touch finishing. Control, chest, foot, thigh. 5 different passing techniques: curved, driven, lofted, 1 touch, 2 touch. Juggling, which is a really popular one, and then attacking heading, defensive heading and controlled heading. So if I'm a player, I can select a technique. So it may be I want to improve my dribbling, and I'm going to select a zigzag dribble. And as you can see, there's a video here which is around a minute long. All of the videos on the TopTekkers site are a minute long because that's what young people engage with, short, sharp videos. Not a huge amount of text, but just summarising the key technical points. And then the player on their phone would be out in the garden, out in the park, or for some of the ball mastery and other skills even in the house, and they can select to view.
Do you want to become a better dribbler? Learn how with the TopTekkers Zigzag Dribble. You need a ball and 6 markers you can dribble around. Keep the ball close to your feet and stay light on your toes. Use the inside and outside of your feet to move the ball. Accelerate quickly away from each marker. Keep your head up. Keep practicing until you're ready to take the challenge and claim your trophy.
So if I was logged in as a younger player, it would also show a younger player performing the same exercise. The distances may be smaller, but it will show younger players performing the skills as well. So once the player has viewed the technique, has had a practice, the player can then select to do the challenge. So for every technical video, there's also a challenge for players. The scores will align with winning a bronze, silver, or gold trophy. And again, for younger players, the scores or the times for this example may be different. So if I select the technical challenge.
TopTekkers challenge? Set up a zigzag with one marker as your starting point. Place the next marker 3 yards with 3 large steps to the left, then the next marker 4 yards to the right, and so on until you have laid the markers out. From the start, dribble around all the markers. When you get to the end, dribble back to the start cone. How many seconds does it take you? Add 1 second every time you hit a cone. Don't forget to record your score and claim your trophy.
So the player sets this up with a parent or with a friend, performs the challenge, and then submits a score. So if I put a score in, for this one it's time, so I'm going to put 10 seconds in. It took this player, submit, and as you can see, this player's now won a silver trophy. So if I go back to the dashboard and I click on my trophies, as a player, also as a parent login and the coach login, I can see how many trophies this individual player has won. So 10 from 42 bronze, 4 of 43 silver, 1 of 44 gold, and 0 of 10 platinum. The platinum is going to be with the video upload to prove that the player has scored that and can perform that. I can also see in what technical categories the player is winning trophies. And if I click my scores, I can also see, so if I use the dribbling one, zigzag, I can see when the player's logging in, what scores they are doing. And if I know this player's been doing some lofted passing, so if I click on lofted pass, and you will start to get a development graph and a development chart for your players. So you can see when the player's logging in, what they're scoring, and how they're improving for every technique. If they haven't performed one, so for example the shuttle run, the player can log in and click try this challenge, or as soon as they register a score, we'll be able to see that. So back to the dashboard, and the final part is the view my top training. So if I click view my top training, this is where the player can select 3 techniques that they would like to improve and get better at. So if I click my top training, I'm going to edit and delete this to show you how simple it is. Done. So it'll ask the player to select 3. So I want to work on my quick feet dribbling, I'd like to work on my juggling, and I'd like to work on my lofted pass. So now the player has been able to select their own training plan based on what they would like to get better at. And at any point they just click on it to see the video and off they go. If I also go to view my top training, you can see underneath there's a coach's plan which is not editable by the player. So if I'm a coach of this player, I can go into the coaches portal, which I'll show you shortly, and select 3 techniques that I would like the players to improve on. So when the player logs in, they can see the coach's plan and off they go to practice, and I can review that as the coach. So that's the players platform, very simply. I'm going to now log out and I'm going to log into the coaches platform. So the coaches platform, I can add as many teams as I like. So I've got Team United here, and I've got 2 players in here. So if I go back to this older player, I can add players by requesting a connection, which I'll show you. Once they're connected to you with the parent approving, you can add the player to your team. And then once I've got my player in there, as you can see, the older player here, I've selected a development plan. If I want to change it, I can delete it, and then very simply add a new development plan for my player based on the different categories within here. So now this player has a new development plan which will occur in their account. Again, from the coach's account, I can see the scores and I can see when this player is logging in and trying the challenges I've set. I can also see how many trophies they're winning individually. And then if I go back to player details, I can see when they've logged in, how many challenges they've attempted, how many trophies they've unlocked, and I can do that for every player within my team. The parent platform, very similar, except for the ability to create teams, if you like. So to request a new player, and again I can delete players, remove players. I'll just go back to the dashboard. So requests, request a new connection. So I'll put the child's name in. So I've got a couple of Spice Girls there. Parent email address, and request the connection. So that means the parent will get a request to join the team, and it'll approve that the coach can log in. When they've done that, I can see all of my connections here, and when I go back to my team, I can add the player. So that's how it works with authorization from the parent. And basically that is the TopTekkers